Hi everyone, today is a makeup video, and what we're going to do today is declutter my makeup basically. At the end of the year, I like to take time to just get rid of stuff that is either almost done or expired or stuff that I don't use. We'll go by categories, and I really like to watch those kinds of videos because it becomes really clear what people like and what they don't like. So I hope this could be useful for you. Perhaps if your preferences are similar to mine, you might avoid some of the unnecessary purchases. This is a little bit much, obviously. There's an overflow, so we certainly need to clean it up and make sure that we get rid of the stuff that is no longer in use or is so old that I really probably shouldn't be using it. Let's get to it. So I'm picking up off the top the Bare Minerals Original SPF 15 foundation. My color is Fair Ivory 02, and I've always worn this color, and I've purchased this particular foundation previously. It's not my first time getting it, and this one I have probably around a third of the product left. It is a little old. Now, powder foundations are obviously surviving a little bit longer than liquids and creams do, but still, this is probably maybe 3 or 4 years old. It really has to go. I haven't been using it for a while. First and foremost, there's this cushion foundation here. This is an IOPE box, but actually a Laneige refill, because I find that all of those guys are very interchangeable and they're very standard. In Korean cosmetics, I tend to just keep one on hand. I like this one. It's very simple and minimalistic, and I just buy refills of Laneige, MISSHA, IOPE. They all are very standard and they all fit into the compact. So here I took out the IOPE guts and refilled it with Laneige, and this one's new, so I haven't actually used it yet. Therefore, this guy is going to stay. The color is number 23, Sand Beige. This is the darkest I ever get. In the heat of the summer. So I never actually use up fully the refills of number 23. I normally go for the 21. That is usually more or less where I stand with my coloring. So this one's going to stay. All right, what else shall we? Oh, let's get rid of this guy. This is the actual cushion that was inside that IOPE box. This is used up. This is number C21, Cover Vanilla. This is also my summer color in the IOPE brand, and I've used it this past summer. It's not going to survive any longer. I think it's almost out, first of all, and secondly, I don't like keeping cushions for years. I don't think it's very hygienic, and so this one I think is high time I let go. This guy is really interesting. I've seen it first on Jessica Brunn's channel, and her skin tone tends to be similar to mine. It's sort of neutral cool, around the same intensity, around the same shade. So I decided to try this out. This is MISSHA Perfect Cover BB Cream, and my color is 21. This is grayish, thick cream, which I do quite like, and the wear time is really good on it. And if you are cool, neutral to cool, then possibly this color is going to fit you. If you have yellow undertone, this is going to look really ashy and weird. I wouldn't go for that. Also, they do not have a good shade range, so if you're anywhere darker than medium, unfortunately Korean cosmetics don't tend to cater. So this one will stay. It's pretty new and I actually quite like it. Okay, let's talk about this guy. This is actually an empty. This should really be in my empties, and this is Complexion Rescue Bare Minerals Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. There's an SPF in here. It's SPF 30 broad spectrum, which I like. There's really nothing left in here, so this should be residing in my empties. There's probably other stuff in there that should be residing in my empties as well. My color here is Opal 01. I can step down to, I think it's Birch 02. I'm thinking of getting a 02 color shade and trialing it and seeing if maybe I like it better. This is just a touch too light for me. In the dead of winter, this is just right. I love this. This is a really nice, moisturizing, lightweight gel. It worked wonderfully, and there is 35 mils. I don't know why not 30, but this is a normal fluid ounce in case it looks big to you. There's a fluid ounce in here. Speaking of ounces, the MISSHA one I believe is 50. Yeah, the MISSHA one is about more than a third bigger, so something to think about. I love the texture of this. I will be repurchasing at some point. Right now, probably not, because as you can see, I'm trying to clean this up. It's a little overwhelming in terms of the stuff that I need to get rid of. So the Complexion Rescue from Bare Minerals, I really, really like. And this guy I remember purchasing because of Shelby Wilson, I think. She does do a lot of Bare Minerals tutorials and in general pretty natural makeup, which I like. So she was right. She tends to have a skin tone that is just slightly darker than mine, but her preferences are very, very similar to mine, and she does like the no makeup sort of situation. So I do like to listen to her recommendations, because most of the things that she recommends I really like. And I do think this is actually excellent, on par with my preferences for the Korean skincare. Very similar, lightweight, gel texture, absorbs fast, wears really nicely. I have dry skin. This is beautiful on it, so really can't complain. Lovely. This one is a cream compact from Marcelle that I'm trying out. I've worn it, I think, maybe once, or maybe I haven't worn it at all. I think I just swatched it, as you can see. Cream compacts aren't something that I'm very familiar with, so I really wanted to give it a go. This is very silicone based on touch, and the brand is Marcelle. This is a Canadian brand, and it's called Flawless Parfait. The color is Classic Ivory. We'll see if the color match is good. I have not formed an opinion about this guy because it's fairly new. I will report back and let you know what I think of it. But as of right now, obviously, I'm not decluttering something that I just bought to try. Now this guy, this is one of the few stick foundations. I correct myself, one of the only, or the only stick foundation that I currently have. And I actually do enjoy stick foundations. This is Vapour Beauty Luminous Foundation, the color 115L. Now, unfortunately, my problem is that Vapour Beauty sent me this stick foundation, and I was really excited to try it. They even asked me what color I might prefer, and I have told them that it was going to be this one, 115L, and then that's what I picked, at least looking on the website. And turns out it's like I'm never getting this dark. It's way too dark for me, even in the darkest time of the summer. You can see here it's really way too dark, and this is my hand. My face is lighter than my hand. The texture was okay, but I really didn't even have a chance to try it. It seems very moisturizing, but I did not have a chance to try it. If it's not the right color, what am I going to do? Not much. So this one is going to be decluttered. I can't wear it. And because this is a clean beauty brand, we're going to talk about clean beauty brands in the future, which I like. I really like, not clean beauty brands in general, but Vapour Beauty seems like a really nice brand, and I bought things from them with my own money. So I am a little bit sad that I didn't get to try out this texture, but these guys use no preservatives in their products, and obviously they do not keep. It says here, stays open only for 6 months. I've definitely had it for longer than that, so can't keep this. Bye-bye. All right, let's keep going. Let's try this guy over here. So this is a fairly new foundation to me. This is RMS Beauty on Cover Up Cream Foundation. I got it, I think, this past fall, so it's fairly new. It is a cream foundation. It is quite a beautiful texture, very, very moisturizing. I barely used it. I barely touched it because it's very pigmented, so I'm kind of using it very lightly for a spot application. So I apply it only where I need it, creating a very nice no makeup look. The color is 00 at the time of my purchase. It was the lightest color that they have. I don't know if they came out with any other colors that are lighter than this one, but the texture is lovely, very high-end packaging. All of that is great. I'm not sure how I feel about foundation being in a jar. So obviously you really can't keep it as long as you can a pump packaged foundation, but this is a lovely product, very, very moisturizing, not for oily skin. I think you probably wouldn't like it if you have oily skin, and it's actually a very good shade match, which I was happy about. If you do not like products that are based in coconut oil, yeah, coconut oil, they use it extensively in their range, so I probably wouldn't go for it. If you have an issue with coconut oil, for me, this is a pretty nice moisturizing wintertime foundation. I'll stick with it and continue to use it. So I'm going to keep this one. This one is a really interesting pick. This is Pure Anada Smooth and Conceal Liquid Foundation, the color Arctic Alabaster, Porcelain Cool. So this is a good shade match. In my shade range, so light shade range or fair to light, where I normally find a color for myself, they have really nice choices, cool and warm undertones, as well as, well, their cool is more neutral really. They did have some darker shades as well, so I do suggest you at least give it a go if you're into the clean makeup trend. I was a bit in it for a while because I really like a variety of indie companies, but then I realized I like indie, not necessarily clean makeup, because as a medical professional, really, I struggle with the nomenclature and terminology within the clean makeup space or clean beauty space. The nomenclature does not mean much. So the name clean beauty or chemical free, what does that even mean, chemical free? So I'm struggling with definitions here. And also these guys do not have lots of preservatives that would keep the formula stable over time. So unfortunately, these clean beauty products really cannot be kept over their recommended expiry date. So this is why I'm getting rid of this one. This is done. I'm about halfway through it. I did give it a good amount of use and I did like it. pureanada.ca is where it came from, and this guy was sent to me. I did appreciate it. I liked the foundation, but I think I do prefer something that lasts a little bit longer. This is also coconut based, so if you are not into coconut on your skin, you might not like it. There are certain people who are quite sensitive to coconut and do get a comedogenic effect from it. So I would say if you're one of those people, don't do this. This is heavily coconut based, but if you can tolerate coconut and you have dry skin like myself, my dry skin does not mind coconut. It's not a problem for me. Give it a go. Really, really nice Canadian company. Texture is pretty nice. Good shade range, at least from what I remember. I didn't check back and take a second look. The ingredient deck is pretty nice, so really nothing bad to say. It's just because it is clean beauty, whatever that means, probably not safe to be kept for long periods of time. That one is out. This guy is another Korean cosmetics buy, and this is multifunction formula Snail Repair Intensive BB Cream SPF 50 plus PA+++ from Mizon. Says here, wrinkle improvement, whitening, UV protection, high coverage Snail blemish balm for bright and radiant skin. And the color is number 21, same color as in MISSHA. However, this number 21 and this number 21 are not the same undertone. This is cool and almost gray. This is very, very neutral and very much my color. This is almost a perfect match. This is very hydrating and nourishing, thick. It applies nicely, smooths over skin, wears very well, surprisingly. The whole Snail thing works for me because I've had Snail based moisturizer before and my skin just loved it. Therefore, I tried it in cosmetics thinking possibly is going to work well for me. The cream really sticks to the skin. It is a little bit, it kind of sets, but it's a little bit tacky. It's hard to explain. I do tend to use a bit of powder on it just to prolong wear, especially with the masks. But it is pretty long wearing. I was fairly surprised and fairly impressed, although I've had such good luck with Korean skincare. You know, why am I surprised? It's almost always pretty good. So this is going to be my second BB cream. I quite like it. Again, high coverage and high SPF, which I like. I am going to go ahead and keep this, and I'm going to go ahead and start using it. It's about a month old. I barely used it, so pretty new, good to stay. It expires in 2022, so I'm quite happy to keep it maybe until then or until it runs out, whatever comes first. Another product that I've barely tried, and it's really new to me, is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. My color is 10. I'm not sure if it's a good color match. It's a little bit too yellow. It's supposed to be neutral. I'm sure I can probably make it work. It's fine. It's gonna blend in nicely. It's light to medium coverage. On touch, it's not that serum-y. It does say serum foundation, but it's really not that serum-y on touch. It's smooth. Because it's so new, I don't know what I think about it quite yet. I like the packaging. I like the pointy little squeezy tube. Very functional. It looks nice. I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything negative to say about it, but I have not formed my complete opinion on it. And this one expires in October 2021, so not for a while. I'm going to keep it until it expires or until I finish it, whichever comes first again. And the coloring seems decent, so far so good. We're gonna keep that one. This guy is by Terry, and it's called Sheer Expert Intensive Mimetic Camouflage Technology Perfecting Fluid Foundation, Sheer Flawless Correction, Natural Radiance. Holy crap, that is a lot of words. That was a lot of words. My color is One Fair Beige, which actually is quite a good match for me for winter time, and I do quite enjoy using this. It's only good for 6 months after you open the product, at least according to the label. I may, if I'm not using it up completely, I may stretch it a little bit longer. We'll see. If there's any change in texture or smell, I obviously will toss it earlier. But this guy is interesting because I really wouldn't call it foundation. It's rather a tinted moisturizer. It doesn't have a lot of coverage. It has light coverage, even maybe sheer to light coverage, which is what I look for generally for base products. And then I go on top with concealer and just conceal where I need to. I don't like to have a lot of texture, a lot of product sitting on my face at all. And the older I get, the less I like it. I think it's probably the case with most of us. Right. So this does feel like it forms almost a matrix over the face, and it's very flexible. It reminds me of what Laneige Depot from Guerlain does. Kind of a similar situation. It moves with the face. It doesn't crack. It doesn't separate. It just becomes more dewy with wear, and it wears off quite gracefully and not that bad for like coverage products. So I actually am quite impressed with this guy. There's 35 mils in here. I'm not sure whether it's going to be something that would be a repurchase, but I definitely enjoyed enough to keep going with it. And I used up probably about a third of this tube. I suspect I might even finish this one to the bitter end. So by Terry is going to stay. All right, what else can we go through? This lovely guy. Let's talk about Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation. Mine is in the color RG10, super natural. This is a good shade match for me. It's good for 12 months after you open it. I've had it probably for 24 months, so it's time for it to go. It's about probably about halfway used up. I did like it. It's very moisturizing. It's fairly full coverage. I would say medium high for coverage. I like it. I liked the way it looked on my face. After a while, it just seemed a little bit heavy because it is a little bit too moisturizing. Therefore, I have to set it, and then it wears into a bit of a heavier look. But generally, if you apply a very small amount, it's a very pretty finish, very skin-like. I liked it. I didn't love it enough to repurchase. I did like it, but I'm not at all loyal to any kind of foundation right now. The one that I like the most is probably Laneige Depot from Guerlain. This guy would not work well for you if you have oily skin, I don't think, simply because it is a little bit too moisturizing, but nevertheless, I did like it. Again, I'm about halfway through this one, and I thought it was rather nice. I don't know what else to say. It was fine. It was a nice foundation. I'm not going to buy it again. There we go. This one is another drugstore foundation that I was trying to figure out whether I like it or not. It came without a pump. I ordered it online and then I was too lazy to request a new one, but it is quite disruptive and I'm kind of regretting not asking for a replacement. But anyway, I didn't lose the cap. It came without it. It's Infallible 24-hour Freshwear foundation from L'Oreal. Apparently L'Oreal is one of the brands that I do tend to think does quite well in foundation department. The color is 415 Rose Ivory. This is a decent color match. This is ivory, this is rose ivory. They're pretty close to each other in the Age Perfect line. This one, from what I remember, wears fairly well. Again, I've worn it only a couple of times, so I don't have a formed opinion about this guy. I do think that it's probably a decent foundation, at least a decent foundation, because I did enjoy wearing it the couple of times that I did wear it. I'll let you know how it goes, and we'll find out whether this is something that is going to stick around in my makeup drawer or not. Again, this is very, very new. Everything I'm keeping is basically very new within a couple months of purchase, and I'm mostly tossing everything that's a little bit old even, because I like to be safe with my skin. I have very sensitive skin. If any ingredients are starting to go off, it is sure to show up on my face in terms of irritation. So the Freshwear, I heard a lot of people rave about it online, so I kind of was curious to try it. Have you tried the Freshwear, and if so, do you like it? This is closer to my summer color, but I can work with it. The coverage is somewhere around medium, I would say. It is quite self-setting, which I like. I do prefer self-setting foundations. It's a little bit on the pink side, but it is rose ivory, so I went cooler with the color here. I think it's decent. I don't have a good review yet. I will tell you guys what I think of it, and I will probably do a comparison between them. They're both from L'Oreal, and they're both reasonably new to the market. I'll tell you what the difference is between them once I start wearing them a little bit more frequently. And now that I'm getting rid of things, it's going to be much easier to wear something more frequently. There is one that I will probably let go of. This I have decluttered, and then I've repurchased because Tati, she seemed to absolutely adore this one, and then I think I'm gonna declutter it and just be done with it. This is Kosas Tinted Face Oil. It's 30 ml. It is a very liquidy foundation. I did like the packaging. I like the whole branding with Kosas. It's very chic and minimalist, and I do like that. I'm a sucker for a good packaging, and this is pretty decent. I did not like the formula at all, and I seem to be the person that this would be aimed towards. I feel like I'm their target audience, and I don't know what happened. I don't like it at all. It's an easy application. It does blend out very, very well, but honestly, like, there's no wear time on it. And I have dry skin. Things should wear very well on me. This just has no wear time, and it's this weird texture, which again, people raved about and said how interesting and moisturizing it was. It's kind of one of those things that's kind of drying but kind of moisturizing. It did not sit well over texture. I'm not sure who that is made for. The color match was okay and the coverage was decent, but really that's about it. I did not like this very much, and I am now confidently, having tried it twice, getting rid of it. No thanks. This one, I don't particularly know what to do with. This is Revlon Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation, the color 130, Ivory. I'll tell you why I purchased it. Again, thanks YouTube. But the thing is, I tend to lean cool, so neutral cool is where I sit. And a lot of the foundations that are on the market, especially in the drugstore, are way yellow. I don't like yellow. I really don't like yellow foundations. I really like for them to be neutral or maybe slightly cool, leaning slightly cool, to match my very neutral complexion. Because if it's a little yellow, it doesn't quite match with my neck. If it's a little bit too pink, it's weird because pink, right? Like a little piggy. So for the neutral to neutral cool, we can get away with a lot, but I really like to look for as much of a perfect undertone as possible. And it was touted that these guys are going to be cool in undertone. I was like, great. In Drugstore, not a lot of things are that cool. Lately, certain releases are coming up with a little bit more variety with the undertones, but a couple years ago everything was yellow. But now it's a little bit better. So this Revlon thing, the reviews were really good, and it was touted to be pink undertone. So I thought to myself, if they're saying it's pink undertone, it's probably not that pink. Guys, this is pink. I don't know what to do with this because I like the texture, but it is such an odd color. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm kind of tempted to try and wear it a little bit longer, but the color is just so off. Look at how pink that is. Look at it. It's completely pink. What's going on? And I'm neutral to pink. I'm not sure how I feel about this at all. There is a chance that it'll be decluttered in the future, but for now, I feel like I probably want to keep it for now. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it, but this is definitely not a yes for sure, I'm going to keep it. I do not have a lot of faith in this. I will try to wear it a little bit more, but this is really shaky. This might be a declutter fairly soon. All right, I've made up my mind, guys. Because this is a piggy pink kind of color, you know what, I'm not even going to deal with it because I have plenty of things to use. I do not need to be making pink foundation work for me. I'm gonna step back. This is money wasted, but at least I'm not gonna force myself to be looking pink day to day. It's hard. This is a harsh color match. I'm not sure who is this pink. Do you guys know? And I've tried a few of the colors in the drugstore, and they're all pretty pink. I'm not sure who they made this for because most people are really not pink undertone. And if they're pink undertone, they're a lot lighter than this color might be. So I'm not sure who they made it for. Did you also find that this is super pink or not? Let me know what you thought, because for me, this is very pink. And I'm making an executive decision of just focusing on the things that actually match me and getting rid of the Piglet Face foundation here. Bye-bye. Okay, we don't have a lot left, guys. Let's finish it up. This video is very long. I am chatty. So then we have the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation, Brightening Complex, blah, blah, blah. The color is LC1. I am about halfway through this bottle. I really like it. I think it's a lovely foundation. It's no longer made, unfortunately, by Physicians Formula, and I would love to keep it. I'm not even sure how long you're supposed to keep it open because it doesn't have an expiration date or even the little box thingy that shows you how long you're supposed to keep it. The other thing that I don't like is the fact that it is a doe foot. I don't like doe foots on foundations. It is a little bit on the darker side, my summer shade, and quite pink. But not as bad as the piggy over there. It suits me very, very nicely. I really like this. It looks very smooth. It looks very smoothing. As you can see, it has a little bit of that pink cast, but not as bad as the other one. Really matches me rather well. It does oxidize a slight amount. And I did enjoy this foundation tremendously. I think it's a lovely formula. I wish it came in a lighter color because I do think a lighter color would probably suit me a little bit better. Now, I've had this for about 12 months and I suspect that it's probably no longer good. So what I am going to do is get rid of it just because it's expired. To me, this is expired. It's time to move on. I enjoyed it tremendously. This is probably more of empties sort of situation because I did use it so much. It's more than halfway used, but it is time to part with it. I liked the packaging. I didn't love the doe foot, but outside of that, I did like it. It was very beautiful, very high-end, and the formula is fantastic. I'm really confused as to why they needed to discontinue it. It's a lovely formula. I hope they re-release it, maybe in a better packaging, maybe something that isn't quite so. Maybe that isn't a doe foot, possibly. I think that'd be nice. Give it to me in a pump. I'd love to have this guy in a pump and in a slightly lighter and more neutral color. Can we have that, please? Can we have that? Either way, it's a declutter, and I respectfully bow it out, although I did love this formula. Is there anything similar to this formula that you're aware of? Does this remind you of a formula? Because I like this formula a lot, and I'd like to try something similar. So let me know if you know of anything. This one is a bit of a trial for me. It's fairly new to me, as in fairly new, about a month and a half old. And this is Estee Lauder Double Wear Light Soft Matte Hydro Makeup. I'm curious to try it and give it a go because generally I really enjoyed the Estee Lauder original. I thought it was fabulous. I thought it was just the bee's knees. And I decided that this time around I'm not going to get the original, which I purchased twice, which is a lot for me because I'm having zero loyalty to foundations and always want to try something new. It's very rare that I finish a foundation. So Estee Lauder Double Wear was impressive enough for me to repurchase once, so buy it twice total. And what I liked about it is the fact that it was very nicely long wearing and it did not budge. I remember even being a medical student with really long shifts, being a resident with long shifts, I was able to get through my like 24-hour shifts with the Double Wear. It was a bit drying for my dry skin, and this intrigued me because it says soft matte, and I love a good matte finish, but on my dry skin you gotta be careful with it. It's tricky. Matte finishes can be very tricky. So this one says soft matte hydro makeup, meaning that there's a moisturizing component to it as well. So is it going to be one of those unicorns that is hydrating but matte? I hope so. I haven't really formed a complete opinion about it, but I don't hate it. I certainly do like wearing it, but I need to wear it a little bit longer to have a better idea of how I feel about it. I'll report back. If you have worn the Double Wear Soft Matte Hydro Makeup version of Double Wear, do you like it? Do you like it better than the original? Do you like it less than the original? What do you think? I am not yet sure. What I do know though is that in Estee Lauder I have a great color match, so I can hopefully buy any foundation in the color 1 and 2 Ecru, which is my color, and be happy with it. I'll report back on the Hydro Matte though, or Soft Matte Hydro Makeup. I am really unsure about this one. This is Physicians Formula Organic Wear Silk Foundation Elixir with jojoba oil. Now, this is the same idea as the dreaded Kosas foundation. It also is an oil-based, like volatile oils, and pigment is basically what it is. This is Fair to Light, 02 Fair to Light. I think it was the lightest one that I could find at the time. So I was not sure whether I would be enjoying it or not, but I really wanted to try a formula, oil-based formula, just like the Kosas. Kosas I did not like. So I wanted to find out if this formula is going to be something in the similar vein, but perhaps I would like better. And it isn't in a very similar vein. I'm surprised people don't compare them to each other because they are quite similar. They do create a similar finish. The pigmentation isn't quite the same and the shade ranges are obviously different, but they're very similar. So extremely watery. And it's an interesting concept. This one I dislike way less than the Kosas, but I'm still a little bit of two minds about it. This is my summer shade. This is not a shade that I can wear in the winter. I can make it work, let's just say, but I don't love it in the winter. Somehow, both Kosas and this one are a bit mattifying. This one does not sit weird over texture the way Kosas does. So I say if you're interested in an oil-based, one of those like high-tech oil-based serum foundations, this is way better than the Kosas. I'm okay with it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Some days it looks great and some days it looks just okay. So not my favorite, but I do think I'll keep it around, and it's also my summer shade, which can be quite helpful to have. This is very new. I just purchased it this past summer. I'm not sure how long it's supposed to work for, how long you can keep it open for. It doesn't say on here. I'll look it up online. I'm assuming 12 months because that's usually what it is. So after next summer, I'll probably get rid of it, or before that if I figure that I hate it. This one, undecided. Not sure how I feel about it, but at least it's not bad like Kosas. So for now, it'll be a keeper. A lot better, not perfect, but a lot better. And I think this drawer is going to get even shallower in the upcoming months when I really figure out what out of this stuff is actually befitting. Let's count it up. 10 foundations. Huh, who would have known? Now let's see the ones we're getting rid of. Here we go. We have, let's count them up, 9 foundations. So 10 I'm keeping, now I'm getting rid of 9. That's pretty good. I didn't realize I was gonna half it, but that's kind of where we are. I halved my foundations. This is nice. Here are the rejects. We're done with them. And that's it for today. Let me know if you're doing similar declutters, just like me, and what kind of stuff do you keep around. Have you tried any of the things that are new to me, and do you have an opinion about them? Leave that down below. I'm always curious to know. I am going to continue filming the declutter series. Obviously, it's going to be long videos, but I'm going to continue to film the declutter series, and I am going to show you what I'm getting rid of with the rest of my stuff. So stay tuned and go start with the playlist. I'm going to make a separate playlist. I'm going to link it down below, and I'm going to link all the other episodes down below as well. Hope that's cool with you. See you guys later.